Hi guys, it's John here, and today I'm going to be comparing my beaten up old TS9 Ibanez Tube Screamer against the Greenbox 8 and the Greenbox 10 in the Fender Tone Master Pro. Now the effects in the Tone Master Pro have been modeled on different pedals to this one, the original Tube Screamer and then the TS10, but I just want to see what the differences are between them. I don't have one of the original Tube Screamers. I just want to see how close the Tone Master Pro can get to the tones that you get from the actual physical pedal. So I'm going to jump into Pro Control and I'll show you how we're going to set this up. Now I'm using the 65 Princeton reverb, haven't touched any of the settings on the front of the amp. I've just moved the high cut filter down to 6.5 kilohertz. So this is the tone you get from this amp. Now that is using the position 2 on my pickup selector, and this is my Schecter Nick Johnston traditional guitar. Now I have my Tube Screamer plugged into FX Loop 1. Then I have the Greenbox GB08 and then the Greenbox GB10. So I've put the settings the same on all pedals. The drive, 0, level up to maximum, tone halfway, as you can see there, and I've done the same on the actual physical pedal. So this is how my Tube Screamer sounds. I'm just going to turn the reverb down. It's a little bit intense. Okay, I'll play that again. So moving on to the first Greenbox. And the Greenbox 10. That was very close. I'm going to try that again with a different lick. Now to my ears they all sound very close, but let's change the settings. Alright, I'm changing it now, so the drive is 100%, tone and level of 50%. By the way, I have the GB10 in stock mode. Alright, so I've set that up the same on the physical pedal. So let's try my pedal first. Now the Greenbox 8. And now the Greenbox 10. Again, I think they're very, very, very close. Okay, I'm switching things up. I have imported the British Plexi. I have these settings, and I'm using the Greenback cab with an SM57, low cut of 90 Hz, high cut of 5.5 kHz. I've also added a small room reverb. I've also switched to my Sir S4 so I can use a humbucker, and this is the tone that you get without the Tube Screamer. Okay, that sounds pretty good. But now I'm going to turn on the Tube Screamer. I've set this up the same way as the first test, except I've rolled the tone back a little bit to 40%. So I've got the drive on 0, level on 100. So this is just pushing the amp rather than adding gain from the pedal. That sounds awesome. Greenbox 8. Greenbox 10. So I just want to show you as well, you can actually add in some bass with the Greenbox 10. So this switch here is on stock at the moment. Bass plus. Bass plus plus. And I think my TS9 is somewhere in between stock and bass plus. Just has a little bit more bottom end through my headphones. So again, here's my TS9. And the Greenbox 8. It's very close. Very, very, very close. In fact, I could actually be imagining things here. Maybe it's the same. I think the Greenbox 10 is the same circuit, but it's just got this mod so you can add a bit of bass in. The TS808 and the TS9, I think, are just the original Tube Screamer to give you that mid kind of hump that gives you, it cuts through in a mix, it cuts through in a band. It sounds fantastic with a driven amp, but this just gives you a bit more bottom end if you need it. All right, let's try some high gain. Okay, this time we're going even higher gain. I've got the double rec, and I've kept the default settings. The cabinet is the Mega V30 SM57, 0.5 inches off the cap edge, and I've kept the low and high cut as it was. This is what it sounds like with no pedals. Now I have the Tube Screamer set up with the classic kind of pushing the amp again, drive on 0, level on 100. Let's see how this sounds. This is my Tube Screamer. The Greenbox 8. And the Greenbox 10. Just to remind you, this is without pedals. I think they all sound fantastic, but I'm going to show you with the bass setting changed on the Greenbox 10 as well with this amp. So here it is with the stock setting. Bass plus. And bass plus plus. So this time I've removed some of the gain from the amp. It's now down to 50%. So to compensate, I have increased the drive on the pedals to 50%, kept the level at 100. And this is my TS9. Greenbox 8. And the Greenbox 10. And now let's crank the drive and lower the level and see what difference that makes. Sounds the same. That sounds worse. Okay, that's interesting. It sounds way better to my ears when you crank the level, not the drive. So let's just demonstrate that here. Now that could just be particular to this amp model, but that sounds better to me if you use it to drive the amp rather than create the gain. So that style, which I think is how most people use these pedals. And I think you'll find this sounds good with any style of amp. So you could pick, I don't know, the Tangerine. So this is the Tangerine RV53. I've backed the gain off a little bit, and this is how it sounds with just an SM57. And now with the Tube Screamer, again, just to show you, this is how I've got this set up for each pedal. So there you have it, my Ibanez Tube Screamer TS9 versus the Greenbox 8 and the Greenbox 10 in the Fender Tone Master Pro. I think you'll agree that they've done an amazing job modeling this pedal, and it means you don't actually need this. So this goes back on my shelf. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.